friends, and welcome to the quarterly Anime Awards presented by Unlike Anime for summer 2021. Join Tony and George as they go through the highly anticipated final results of the best, the worst, across the board. This is summer anime. Let's get into it. Hey guys, I'm George. We hired an announcer today. It's pretty cool. We got a budget for this award show.
Yeah, that's fancy. We also got Elvis Presley to join us. He's gonna be announcing some of the awards. Oh, that's right, baby.
And alongside Elvis, we have Danzig of Misfits fame is also here to.
Where's he?
He's like he didn't show up. I mean, that's to be expected.
We invited him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like too cool for literally everything.
I mean, he's still alive, so we couldn't summon him through the Ouija board like we did with Elvis.
That's true.
Hey, no, baby, I was just sitting on the toilet.
Still.
Oh, that's the last thing he remembers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because he's dead.
Oh, wow. You don't make memories in the afterlife.
He died on the toilet, yeah.
That's interesting. Like, time in the afterlife is just like no time. So when you're summoned through a Ouija board, you're just like, toilet. I got nothing. What have you been doing?
Yeah, that's right. I'm caught in a trap. Can't walk out.
Just recite this lyric all the time. So Elvis, what have you been?
Because I love you too much, baby.
What have you been up to in heaven? There, I presume that's where you are.
I can't think of any lyrics. I was trying to think. There's one about like, it's the race car one. I don't know.
I have no idea. Race car?
He did a race car movie.
You ain't nothing but an F1.
What have you been doing in the afterlife?
Down the track.
You ask Elvis what he's been doing in the afterlife, and he says, I don't know. I'm trying to think of lyrics where he would like possibly be answering that question.
I know. Yeah, it's race cars definitely come to mind.
Many. Well, yeah, because I mean, there's a song from from the race car movie.
Jerry was a race car driver. He drew so goddamn fast. That's not it.
Jerry was a race car driver. He drove so goddamn fast. Never did win the checkered flag, but he never did come in last.
Nice.
That's right, baby. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
See sticker on a 442.
What am I doing with my life?
It's great. It's great. This is what I want. I want more improv on the podcast. So you fell into my trap.
I'm still trying to think of songs.
All right. Well, maybe by the end of these anime awards, that was just a little banter, little friendly, fun banter for you guys. We're going to kick into it. I don't know if you've watched any of the summer stuff, audience, but we'd love for you to weigh in. You think we are on the mark, we're out of place, or if you can get some recommendations. Let us know if you watch any of this stuff.
We're all absolutely right about everything that we say ever. Just ask Elvis, he'll tell you. Well, that's right, baby.
There's no accounting for taste, as Tony has told me, so it means he's right and I'm wrong. As long as we know the ground rules.
There's no accounting for your taste, right? Yeah.
Here, my taste is well accounted. You should see the documents. I'll have to subpoena them at some point once we do have a following.
Well, no, I would subpoena them if I wanted to see them. Why would you subpoena your own documents?
No, for yours, because yours are well.
Oh, you're gonna
yours are accounted.
My documents. You were saying that as me.
Yes.
I got that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I see. Yes. Please submit your subpoena. I'd be happy to provide the boxes and boxes of materials.
Well, I'm gonna wait till we have like 500,000 YouTube subscribers, and like we've quit our day jobs, and we get drama ensues, and we'll really just be doing it for views. But we'll do this whole like improv thing of like for real that I'm like subpoenaing you. That's a hard verb. For this. So just only the OG fans will know. Because
all right. So are we getting like bionic implants? Or are we getting our brains transplanted into like machines or something? Because I don't know how we're gonna live that long.
The future is uncertain, so I can't answer these questions accurately.
Love me tender. Shut up, Elvis.
All right, let's get in. Elvis, do you want to present this first category and just what it is, and then we'll get into our picks.
Yeah, I went to school in the South, so I don't read so good, but I think what it says is beastart.
Bestiality.
Beastart.
B-stars.
Beastars, yeah, that's what it.
All right, best B-star.
Says best art.
Best art.
Get an education.
Best art. So best drawn or whatever, but like we have an animation category too. So this is like the, visually most appealing just art, like character design or set design or background art, whatever, what have you.
Yeah. Prettiest pictures.
I guess I'll kick it off and we'll alternate from here on.
Sure, whatever you want to do.
So if you listen to last week's episode, I had some choice words for a little show called Fena, Pirate Princess. But I really emphasized how pretty it is. And I wanted to, I'm awarding this to Fena because nothing else was interesting or appealing to me about that show, even though I watched all of it. But it really was really gorgeous. Like you could do just like you have an art book, of it. Not the most gorgeous show I've ever seen. Not my personal favorite art in an anime, but it is really pretty, and I wanted to give it its due. So that's for me, it's Fena.
And for me, I chose Aquatope. I think it was just like all the fish stuff and like the fantasy stuff and like everything. It all looked really good. I liked the art of Aquatope. I mean, I kind of want to give like a honorable mention to Kageki Shoujo because I do like that art as well. Like it's very well done and
that's true.
But I think are we both like honorable mentioning?
Yeah, we can do that. I think Aquatope would be for me. That's a really good pick.
Okay.
All the stuff you mentioned, but especially like the dream. There's some out of body experiences that happen involving the aquarium that were really cool. As well, just on top of everything that looks great.
All right, so Elvis, between Fena and Aquatope, which one would you choose? I don't really know what those words are you just said.
He's the toilet is what we have to work with.
I ain't nothing but a hound dog. Okay, thanks Elvis. Thanks for that.
Neither of these are really hound dog shows. Kobayashi, maybe.
I think this Elvis thing needs to stop.
I like it's a bit, man.
It's
maybe he'll come back.
I think it's gone too far. Take 5, Elvis.
Yeah, do a fast food run.
Here's some Quaaludes. Just
here's some Quaaludes and some McDonald's fries.
Go do your thing.
And a McFlurry too, and we'll get back with you. I feel like he'd be into McFlurries.
Probably with bacon though.
Bacon
McFlurry. Yeah.
Bacon toothpaste. You just have a bacon like themed level of his house.
I mean, honestly, a bacon McFlurry sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
I've had like bacon chocolate bars, like fancy. They get at World Market, like fancy bacon chocolate. Yeah,
that doesn't sound as good. Bacon chocolate, not so much.
You get the salt,
and then they've got like the bacon donuts and like I don't know, but like a bacon McFlurry, like with the I don't know. All right.
So all right, Elvis is taking a break. He'll be back later for all the Elvis fans out there. But let's move on. We got next best animation to counter the best art.
Best animation. Well, so this was a tough category for me to pick a winner. It's just like the quality of the animation, like how well animated it is. And honestly, even though the show kind of sucks, probably the best quality animation was My Hero, I think. Like the action scenes were well done enough. It wasn't, I don't know. I've seen bad animation and like most things this season had decent animation, but I don't know.
I can see that going for like the dynamic action part of it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could really think of.
Yeah. And there wasn't anything this season that, I mean, I guess like I considered for either of these categories, this one and the previous of Ida-ten, even though I didn't like it. It was
Mm,
very dynamic and colorful and had a lot of cool like camera stuff going on.
yeah, it definitely had its own unique style, I guess,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So that would be, I think that would be my my also
But
ran.
was the animation necessarily good? I feel like it wasn't, but
I think it had a lot of like of that fast, that
mm,
like fast zoom and doing like these like dynamic shots of introducing a character or something. Like
yeah.
it was
Eh,
very busy and but it looked cool. Like it was. I think it's a show that we're too old for,
yeah,
honestly.
maybe.
And so I think that aesthetic goes along with that, but it looked good.
All right, so I guess that's an honorable mention for Ida-ten. What
Yes.
did you pick for your best animation?
Yes, I went with Sunny Boy, which I know you didn't finish it. You saw part of it. Not the most, animated show. I mean,
It's not very intense animation, right? Yeah,
not
it's
in all
just
of it, but there are certain scenes, especially like during the climax and stuff, that were just.
and the monkey baseball. Let's not forget about
Oh
the
yeah,
monkey
don't
baseball.
don't ever forget about the monkey baseball. No, a specific. I mean, there was a lot of. I just loved like how it was animated, and there's just a lot of like it wasn't the most. I mean, it's a. I could have picked this show for best art too. Like it's a really fine looking
Yeah,
show.
I think yeah.
But you didn't see the last half of the show, and there's some really interesting visuals that
Mm,
are thematic and are like contextually like they're actually happening, but for the viewer, it creates this sort of it kind of for me it kind of transcends. It's like I don't know this other dimension of art. I mean, I think you saw a little bit of that when they can go to all these different worlds, and some of them are just like don't make any sense.
mm,
It's very just kind of just a lot of creativity. I think that's mostly what I enjoyed about it. Is like not incredibly what's the word like ambitious like throughout, but there was key choices made that just I don't know really stood with me and like I don't know I like it.
mm.
I like it.
All right. Well, then I guess our next category is best story slash writing. I don't know how you want to consider it, but we are actually in agreement on this one.
We are.
Yeah, surprisingly,
Holy
because we
smokes.
agree on almost nothing.
There's probably something else that lines up in here, but that makes it interesting, you know. But yeah, this is one of the few instances where we agree, and it's with Kageki Shoujo.
Yeah, we probably hinted at this earlier, but yeah, we both like this show quite a
Yeah,
lot. Like the story carries through pretty well. I think maybe we would honorable mention Aquatope for story in this. Like I don't know if there I mean, you probably would maybe want to honorable mention Sunny Boy as
yeah,
well,
I
right?
would. But for me, Kageki wins this one for me personally, just because there's more to tell, you know. Like
Mm,
Sunny Boy is a complete story. So that's why I thought of it. I thought of it
mm,
first, but Kageki is just it's so much of it is set up so well. We were talking last week about weak backstories in My Hero, and this Kageki just did everything right for me. Where like very realistically and believably like set up this world and these characters, and like I care, and like I can't wait for more Kageki. I only gave it a 7 out of 10, but like it's just solid. Like I ended up giving Beginning of Fruits Basket a 7, and then the end of it, the last season's an 8. So it
mm.
needed that like ramp to get there, and so I have so much invested in Kageki, and it's done so many good things. So I'm really hopeful that we'll get more soon, and that it'll continue to just be great because so many subsequent seasons have been
Yeah,
shitting the
hopefully.
bed lately.
We have no announcement of any future for Kageki Shoujo at this point, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Haven't heard
officially
anything.
no, but
Yeah.
I have to imagine like it's. I mean, I don't know in Japan, but like it definitely seemed to have enough of an audience. An English speaking world online at least. Like it was talked about for sure.
Yeah. I definitely have heard a lot of people talk about it. So yeah, I think it's a good show. And I mean, one of the things that I heard people talk about a lot was some of the music from it,
Hmm.
which we'll get to that later. But
Yes.
before we get to that, l- let's talk about voice actors, actresses, voice talent. How do we non-genderify that?
I think actor is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like actor man or something.
Yeah.
I think actresses like to be called actors. Just I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's not across the board, but I think in general,
Mm,
you're an actor. You're an actor. Like,
yeah.
um,
That's what I would think too, but I don't know. All right, let's just go with that.
Yeah, quit trying to derail.
I'm just gonna say voice talent.
Yes,
Okay.
best voice talent.
All right.
What do you got, Tony?
I chose, perhaps unsurprisingly, the voice of Tsuyu, Froppy in My Hero Academia. Also the voice of Mizuho in Sunny Boy. Also the voice of Karen in Fena.
Yes.
And also the voice of, oh gosh, I forget her name in D-Side. What is her name?
You love this show, so I'm appalled that you
no,
can't think of the character.
I watched like one episode of that. It was horrible.
You can't
she
even
was
go
not
along
even
with the bit.
she was not even enough to make me continue liking the show. Anyway, yeah, it's
That role probably doesn't need to be in here, but the rest,
right. It's just more of a fact that she does so many voices and stuff,
and
she was my favorite from last season as well.
Right.
So
that's right.
Yeah, it's Aoyuki who does all of these voices. She did the voice of Madoka Magica. She did the voice of Kumiko in the Spider anime.
Yep.
So many things, I can't name them all.
Yeah, Shadow's House or something else she was in.
I don't think she was in Shadow's House. No.
That was something. But anyway, yeah, she does a bunch.
There was something else from last season. Oh, she was the Witch of the Highlands in
that's right.
I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 Years.
Okay.
Yada yada yada. Right.
I didn't realize she was Karen.
She also did the theme song for that show. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I didn't realize she was also Karin or whatever from Fena.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name.
I liked her. She's one of the she's like the only other female pirate ninja who is a gunsmith, but she's cool. But yeah, she's a talented voice actress for sure.
And spoiler alert for next season, I already know like all the shows she's in this season. So for the fall season, she's probably going to come back again.
Is it safe to say if she's voice acting during any given season, she's going to top your list?
I mean,
it's got to be a show you
probably
like, though, right? Like, I mean, you like in My Hero, you like Froppy.
Yeah.
So that's a given. And then
but
Sunny Boy, you didn't really get into.
Yeah.
Fena, you didn't.
I just wanted to mention them all because,
because it's
she
impressive.
Does so much.
Impressive, yeah. Okay.
I forget what she's in from the fall season. There was something that like I immediately recognized her. I was like, oh, that's her. I know that's her. Anyway, who did you pick, George?
So this was the last the last category I had to decide on, and it came to me moments before recording, and I feel very good about it. And I wish I would have thought of it sooner. And I might have, but just forgot. And I want to commit this name to memory because I think this guy is going places, even though he's done a bunch of stuff already. Kenjiro Suda. And he is, we talked about him before, I think, on the podcast, because he is the voice of Into Your Eternity, the god or the beholder or the guy, he has that really deep, kind of silky voice. I really like his voice a lot. But then when I was watching, and that was this season, carried over into the season. And then when I was watching Sunny Boy, there's a character, one of the students that they meet later on who had been inexplicably turned into a dog. It's a whole thing. But he voiced that character. And like a few minutes, that wasn't right away, but like 10 minutes kind of into the episode, this character, once he's introduced is, you hear him, he's a part of the group. And I was like, wait a minute, I know that voice. It's such a distinct voice. Like I was just caught up in the show when he was introduced, and it didn't hit me right away. But I'm good at because I watch dubs, English dubs, and so
I'm surprised you didn't pick an English voice actor. But
well, not a lot of dubs are out for. Well, actually, I could have for Kobayashi because I love that dub, but he's really great. I'm sticking with it. But what was I gonna say? Damn it, you derailed me.
Yay! Point to me. I get a point.
Yeah, he's really great, and I think I just think he's gonna continue to be. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm tuned into like English dub actors, voice actors. I can usually, and not all of them, but there's so many of them that I know I can spot their voices just hearing them immediately. I'm like, oh, that's Johnny Young Bosch, or that's Michelle Ruff, or that's Lucy Christian.
Well, there's only 6.
There's several. I could name like 20 right
7,
now.
Sorry.
7. I said 20. There's 20. We just agree there's 20.
Are you just going to name the same ones 3 times?
Oh
except for one of them?
Monica Rial. You want me to do this? I'll do it.
Do it. Do it.
Now I have to think of all of them.
You asked for this.
Well, I already said some, right? Johnny Young Bosch, Michelle Ruff,
Okay.
Monica Rial,
Yeah, that's 3.
Lucy Christian.
That's 4.
Crap.
It's gonna be really funny if you can't get past
Chris Ayers actually recently passed away.
Oh, I
so
heard
rest in
about that.
peace.
Yeah.
And then he had a brother, Greg Ayers, who also is a
Alright.
voice actor.
Mm.
And then there's Laura Bailey, and there's Yuri Lowenthal. There's Bryce Papenbrook.
Wait, Yuri Lowenthal?
Mhm.
Okay. I'll just accept it, but I know that name from somewhere else. I think.
Okay. Well, a lot of these like crossover into video games and other animated shows.
Where
like
do I know
American.
that name from? I actually no. I think I do actually know that name from voice acting. Now that I think about it. Okay, continue.
Yuri Lowenthal, Bryce Papenbrook, Colleen Clinkenbeard, who's Luffy.
Yeah, I think you're making some
No,
of these names up.
Colleen Clinkenbeard, dude. She's Luffy. You want to fight with me? And then while we're on One Piece,
yeah,
we
I
can
do.
go Eric Vale. We can go. Man, I know there's so many more. I got 11, right?
Yeah.
Can I try? Can I do it again later during the episode? Just
Oh, you
remind
mean
me?
after you look it up on the
Well,
internet?
no, I'm not going to look anything up. You want my phone?
No, I mean this is the best voice actor segment. So if you're gonna do it, it's
Yeah,
now.
that's
It's
right
now or
now.
never.
Okay.
Oh, Elvis is back. It's now or never. Okay, go get a cheeseburger, bacon double cheeseburger. All right, get a bacon double cheeseburger.
With frost. I can't do Elvis.
Good try.
I can sometimes do Michael Caine. Okay, I'm trying to think of voice actors.
Michael Caine. I'll give you that one.
Oh, actually, don't give me Michael Caine, but you can give me Bryan Cranston, who's an anime voice actor.
For what?
He was on Macross Plus, main character. He did other stuff too,
Oh,
but
all right.
back in the 80s, brah.
Yeah, fair enough. I do remember hearing about that.
And
I mean, that's 12. You've nearly doubled my estimate.
well, you're satisfied then? Are you going to back
No.
down, or you need me to get to 20?
No, you need to get to 20.
And then, but you still won't. You still won't give me it at 20. Just admit it. You won't. You don't even believe these actual names that I've told you.
I mean, come on. Bryan Cranston is in like one thing.
No, he's in more
In
than
the
one.
80s.
He's in more than one thing, but he
Alright.
starred in Macross Plus. Come on.
I
How
mean,
does that not count?
Fine. But he's not currently doing anime dubs, right?
Hey, we didn't say that. We said anime voice actors.
No, I said there are 7. Not that there have
That's
been
me
throughout
currently- that's
the
me-
entirety of time, only 7
That's me
anime
currently
voice
active.
actors.
All right. Well, I feel like I proved my point, so let's move on.
All right. I feel like you failed.
Get in the comments. All right. Now that's voice actor. We're gonna move on. We're saving the best for last here too. Best anime, worst anime. Just you know, best song.
Bests and worsts, and mostly best, but only worst. And
There's a couple worst.
and then we've got some best/worst, which are the next thing that we're doing.
Yeah, we got
we're moving
some-
into our music category.
Not the big ones, but we got some interesting. These are fun.
Yeah, these are our fun categories. So like we've got best song from the worst show. So it's like, you have to kind of balance like how good is the song versus how bad is the show.
There's at least a disparity there, right?
Yeah. Like if
Yeah.
they're both like if it's a mediocre show with a mediocre song, that's probably not going to cut it for this category. It has to be at least a decently good show with a bad song, or the opposite of that.
Yes, the first one's the opposite. Yeah.
Yes, the first one is the opposite.
It gets confusing.
This is best song, worst show. So, what did you come up with for this?
Yeah, for this one, I went with, and so this is openings, endings. It's fair game.
Any song really.
But I went with the opening to Ida-10 to bring that up again.
Hmm.
It's a show that I wanted to like because I thought it looked so cool. It seemed fun, but it's just too edgy and try hard and like not for my demographic, which is fair. But I gave it a shot. But both songs are great. But this opening, Seija no Koshin, is fantastic. It's a banger if I've ever heard one. And
How's it go again? I don't remember it.
I'm trying to remember. Just got voice actors in my head right now.
Are you still working on that? Give it up, George. We've moved on. It's not going to
This is
count.
for me, okay? This is just for
It
me
no longer
to
counts.
prove that I love voice actors. Um, I forget how it goes. Actually, all I can hear is the song we were singing right before we started recording, which we're gonna get to in a couple categories.
The Elvis song,
No, no, no,
Suspicious Minds.
no. It's
Oh.
a much worse song than that.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about. We're going to get to it in a little bit.
But the Ida 10 song, I can't remember how it goes, but it's like it's got this electronic backbeat and it's high energy, really good vocal melody, and it's a banger. Like it just
I
you
do,
hear it and it
yeah.
pumps you up. Like it's just great.
I can't think of how it goes either, but I recognize the title of it and I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Strangely, Ida 10 had just good songs, but
Yeah.
was an unfortunately not very good anime.
I made it really perfect for this category.
Right. And perhaps unsurprisingly, what I chose for mine was the Ida 10 ending.
Oh, so the ending, not the opening.
Yeah. Raika. Raika, Raika. See, I can sing mine.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, the title is.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you do? Your computer broke.
Just roll with it, man.
Anyway, yeah. Raika from Ida 10. Quite a good song. Quite a bad show.
Yeah.
Good song, bad show.
I almost picked that too for not only this category but others coming up. But it's a good song. Like it would be a also ran for me for sure.
Yeah. It's really good. It's got like that almost Aphex Twin crazy energy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe like Aphex Twin Light, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But it's creative and the instrumentation. Like it's fun.
Yeah. And I guess it has rapping in it, which
Yeah.
generally rapping in a anime song tends to be the thing that is not actually featured in the show, but then you listen to the full song on, Spotify or what have you,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, there's like a rap in the middle of this, and you're just like, and you'd rather just listen to the one from the anime that doesn't have the rap in the middle. But this one, I'm fine with all the rapping. Yeah.
Well, because the rapping is kind of just part of the verses, right? Like
Yeah, I mean,
it's not like a rap
it
feature.
is slightly melodic, right? It's not like it's just the verse. That's just the way the
yeah,
verse is, right?
Yeah. And so it's kind of different. And that's what you were just talking about there is going to rear its ugly head coming up for one of my picks later on. So we'll get into that later. But yeah, that's Reich is it's a good song. And I like, what is the name? Kelmiko. They didn't do this song, but it kind of, that kind of like rapping, sing-songy, like it's not quite rap, but it's not like song either. That band Kelmiko does really well. They had an album come out last year that I loved, and they did the opening to Keep Your Hands Off Azokin, the Easy Breezy. But that whole album was just great.
Easy Breezy.
And the verses of that like are totally like rapping, but it's
oh yeah, it is kind of the same.
Yeah.
I actually see the similarity you're talking about there.
Yeah. And I dig that. I like that approach of like it's kind of like a hybrid thing. But yeah, but both great songs.
Yeah, I wish I knew some of the words so that I could, do a bit of the rap for you, but I do not, unfortunately.
Yeah, Elvis, do you know this number?
Oh, let me see. Nope.
All right. Well, moving on, we have the inverse of this, which is, of course, the worst song from the best show.
Worst song, best show.
And meaning just there's some gap there where it's either a mediocre show or an awful show,
right,
or a fantastic song, or just a pretty good song.
Yeah, and I mean that's the case with my pick. My pick is.
Oh wait, I got that backwards. Maybe. Yeah. Dang it, I did it again.
Yeah.
So worst song, best show. Dang it, we keep getting confused, but yeah, you get the idea.
Right. So I chose the opening from what's it called? The pharmacist one. My slow life as a pharmacist, or something like
cheat
that.
life as a pharmacist, or what is it? Something like that.
Something like that. I don't even remember the
It's
name
got
of the
like
show.
a light novel title, as you would imagine.
The slow life of a cheat pharmacist.
Yeah, but then there's something else too. But yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, the show is like kind of okay. Like I didn't hate the show. It was fine, I guess, but the song was pretty bad. Yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say about that. Is it's the song was bad and annoying, and the
Mm,
show was okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the best I could come up with for
Wow.
this one.
This is like a complete downer across the board.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of yeah. Unfortunately, it wasn't like a great show. Like I was like trying to think of like a really good show that had like a bad song,
Mm,
but none of the good shows had bad songs. It was just like a mediocre show with a bad song was the
yeah.
best I could come up with. So I apologize for that. I'll try and do better next season. What about you, George? Did you choose the most annoying song of the season?
I think I did.
I think you did.
I picked the opening to Uramichi Onisan, which was a show. It should have been a short, but it was a full length show, 20-minute episodes about this guy who hosts a children's
Hmm.
show, and he hates his life essentially. But he still puts up with it, and it has dark humor. So this show, fittingly for the kids show, was like kidsy and cute,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
like, it's ABC Taiso, so it's like elementary.
Right. And this was sung by the voice actors of the show, I
Yeah,
believe, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's supposed to be kind of just irritating, since it's going for that like
I
kiddie
guess
kind of thing.
I really didn't like hate it at first, but the more times I listened to it, the
Yeah,
more I hated it, and like the faster I got on that skip button. I gotta tell you,
just
man.
like no, thank you.
And I couldn't sing the other one that I was talking about, but I can sing this one. A B C A B C A B C, or is it A to Z? I don't actually remember. Anyway,
It
that's
wasn't in my head, but now it is. So
that's the
you did
song.
your job, I
Yeah,
guess.
you know the song. Um, all right. Speaking of bad songs, let's move on to our worst song category. This could be an opening, it could be an ending, it could be from any show, good, bad,
Yeah,
ugly, whatnot.
just
And this one is unanimous across the board between me and George and all of our fans who bothered to, tell us what they thought.
and I think truly just the whole anime community.
Yes, I think so.
I hope.
And
But
let me just say, hey, brother, listen.
fate can be hard-hearted.
Yeah,
It's the Nickelback of anime.
yeah, merry-go-round from My Hero Academia. The opening is such a huge disappointment at the start because, like last season, the opening was like good, right?
Yeah.
Or the last
Oh, well, the ending
The-
was really good.
was it the ending?
Yeah, and the opening was
yeah.
fine.
The opening was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ending was good. The
Yeah.
opening was fine. And yeah, this
this
one
is-
like just
Yeah, this one the opening is just awful, and the ending is all right. Like it's fine. But yeah, the opening for My Hero, the latter half of season 5, I guess.
yeah, the second
Just-
second half of season.
I don't know
5,
what
yeah.
it is. It's just like I think it's
It's
too
bad.
obvious that it's for My Hero, like the hero stuff is like
But it's just bad. Like I mean, the vocalist is, I guess, talented, but like the songwriting, the music is just
yeah.
bad, not interesting, not.
Yeah.
There's so much bad about it. It's hard to even say. But
Well, when those lyrics we just sang which are in English, and
I mean, yeah, but it's hard to fault a Japanese song for having like weird English words,
Yeah.
because they all kind of
But that's
do
why
from
they-
time
they-
to time.
you got to get crafty at like working them into the song, actual music, right? But like when those lyrics are played, the song like takes like the instrumentally, like it dies down. It's just like bass,
Right.
and so it's like highlighting the lyrics, So it's just adding insult to injury, or it just emphasizes how cringy those lyrics are. Whereas if they maybe could have worked them in with like a cool guitar riff going or something, but it's kind of when they drop, that's kind of all that's going on. And it's I don't know. It's almost, I was saying this earlier, but off mic, but it's almost to me so bad that it's good. Like it's teetering that line. Like if it was just a little more like cheesy and like balls to the wall, I would probably like come full circle and like it. But it is failed.
Yeah, for me, it's so bad that it's awful.
Just
Kind of
pure
just
misery.
Different, yeah.
Pure
Yeah.
misery. Fair enough. I sometimes like things that are unintentionally bad. And this got close, but yeah, it didn't. It's a fine line. It did not make it. But yeah, we can move on now. We're rounding out with two more categories. We got best insert next.
Best insert.
So that's not an opening, not an ending. It's a song that was used as songs often are for dramatic effect or to.
Oh, okay. I was gonna make a dirty joke, but so I chose the insert song from the Wonder Egg Priority Special because it's the only one that I know. What's it called? Animos by Animanaria.
I think I remember liking it. I don't know. It didn't stand out too much.
Yeah. I mean,
but I like the opening.
It's in the playlist, and it was a non-offensive song, and it was the only insert song in our playlist.
So it fit the.
There you go.
Well, I meant to add.
Mainly, this category got added because George had an insert song that he wanted to shout out.
That's true.
So what I have to say actually doesn't matter on this, but shout out to Wonder Egg Priority because it's not going to get mentioned ever again.
Ever. Yeah. So for this category, I wanted to shout out. I mean, there were several insert songs from Sunny Boy that I liked, but this one, "Let There Be Light Again," is very and the full length version is really cool too, because that's like you talked about earlier. Sometimes there's a rap verse that you didn't see coming, but then in general, like you hear the TV size version and then you hear the full version, it's almost like a different experience a lot of the times for me, where I'm like, whoa, I'm kind of hearing this song for the first time really, after thinking I knew it.
Was this the insert song during the Monkey Baseball or
no?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you did not get to the episode that this is in.
Dang, because I really like that insert from the Monkey Baseball. I'm just kidding, I didn't.
Is that why you stopped watching it? You're like, nothing, they cannot top this episode. They've put their best foot forward.
Monkey Baseball. There's nothing else they can do.
There's nowhere, you can't go anywhere from here.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah. And I hear you, man. That's a solid argument. But yeah, "Let There Be Light Again." I recommend it to anyone. It's a nice, it's just a very, very sweet, and the way the instrumental is nice. It's just a nice song. It's some ear candy for you.
It wasn't in our playlist, so I've never heard it.
I know. I when you were saying that about the playlist, I was like, dang, why didn't I add it? I'll have to rectify that.
Because I mean, we pretty much just did openings and endings, but
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So now we actually have a special category because we covered a show for a long time coming that wrapped up in 2019, highly anticipated.
Started in 2019, wrapped up in 2021.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I got it reversed.
In 21, yeah.
Yeah, 21, yeah.
Winter,
so, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's Fruits Basket. So I guess we'll have you, since you're not introducing that one, you can introduce this category. We have several categories we're going to run down for Fruits Basket because we liked it so much, and it's a beloved show.
I mean, we watched all three seasons, two of which were like double seasons. So we watched basically 5 seasons of this show over the course of the summer. So yeah, it's in our Summer Anime Awards, despite the fact that, it came out in winter or spring. I can't remember.
So we don't care about your rules and your rigid structure. We're going to throw in Fruits Basket because we liked it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like just your opinion, man. So I guess first up, let's go with our best opening song from Fruits Basket of all of the seasons. So there's 5 different openings because season 1 had 2, season 2 had 2, and season 3 had just the one, right? So what did you choose?
Okay, yeah, I forgot we're gonna end with that one. I was getting ahead of myself there. Yeah, best opening. I went with actually this is the same too. We got several.
Yeah. We got several. All right.
The first opening actually, which I wouldn't have guessed when we started it. Not because I didn't like it, but hearing the rest of them and going back to it again by Beverly is the first opening.
It's just a good song.
Yeah, it's really solid.
She's got a lovely voice. I very much like this song. And I mean, honestly, of all the categories, some of these, like the best opening and best ending for Fruits Basket, were kind of the hardest to like narrow down, I think.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole lot of good openings and a whole lot of good endings.
That's true.
But yeah, again by Beverly, I think just sort of topped it all for me as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just really good. And I think maybe since it kicked off the show, and they didn't, we both love, I mean, you are over the moon for it, and I think it's amazing, but the original opening to the first Fruits Basket anime.
I wish I could remember the words. I would totally sing it.
Do it right
I
now.
could look it up on my phone. I'm good.
And I was kind of hoping that, they would do like somebody would do a cover of that, or they have like some homage to it because it's such a great song.
There was, I think, but there is a song that has that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That is an homage. I think it was one of the ending songs. Season was it season 3 or maybe the second season 2 ending?
Yeah, I think it was season 2, but I felt like it was in the middle there.
Can't remember. Anyway, I thought I had a something noted about it. Maybe if you scroll over on, I don't know. I swear I typed it somewhere.
I think I'll know it when I see it. I remember like art. Yeah, Charm Park, Ad Meliora. This one.
Yes, that's the one. Yes, so
yeah, I totally forgot about it. So I had a little like
it does have the homage, and it's not the same song as the pa 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 pa.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah,
everyone knows that song.
I guess they did a really good job at like telling this whole story, and it looks beautiful, and so yeah, they didn't need to like pander to like the old one,
right?
But
right.
it is a really great song. So it's hard not to compare these to that, but yeah.
It's such a. I love that song.
Yeah,
so much.
It's really great.
But I can't remember her name. Ritsuko something. I can't remember her last name. She passed away at a young age and had a gorgeous voice.
Agreed. So yeah, that brings us to our next category, which logically would be best ending.
Yeah, best ending from Fruits Basket 2019 and the seasons that followed. So what did you end up picking for this one? Oh wait, it's my turn, huh?
Yes.
Oh,
I introduced it. Jerk.
Yeah, I thought that you introduced the last one. I don't know. I'm getting confused.
No, it's my turn to introduce. But what did you pick for best ending of Fruits Basket?
What did you pick?
Not what you picked.
What did you pick?
But what did you pick?
What did you pick?
I picked what your mom picked.
Oh, really? I didn't know my mom liked that song. That's weird. So I picked One Step Closer by Intersection. If I remember right, this is one of the boy bandish sort of ones so it's kind of unusual that I liked it, but it's a good song. I like it. I like it quite a bit.
I know. I mean, I know I've heard it, but I can't remember it. Just keep thinking of Linkin Park. One step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. But that's not it. That's a different song. And yeah, I'm sure it's decent. I just don't remember it.
What about you? What did you choose for this?
So this is the one.
Oh, okay. I do see that it says on there TV size.
This is the one. Yeah, the full version has a rap feature that I'm not opposed to rap at all, but it's like sometimes they, pop songs in general, whether they're Japanese, American, whatever, they'll tack on. And a lot of times they'll do it where they'll have like, this one didn't, but they'll have like the album version. Like Taylor Swift did this with the song Bad Blood several years ago, where like the album version, no rap feature. The music video version, we got an A-list rap feature to, and it's not good. It like doesn't, and I like it's Kendrick Lamar, who I adore. He's fantastic, but it's just like doesn't fit, and that's the case with this. The name is Haru Urara. It's the final ending by Genic. But yeah, it's the very, very last ending for Fruits Basket of season 3.
Oh, I know this. I didn't. There's a rap in there. I don't remember that.
Yeah, in the full version, there's a rap because it's like, I'm like, it starts and I'm like, oh, I love this. Song's great, and then like the rap comes in and I'm like, oh man.
I'm trying to think of it. Yeah, I didn't like, even reading it off of there, like I didn't get it until you said Haru Urara, and then I was like, oh, it's that one. I know that one.
And I love the song. Like it's I don't know, kind of more low key, I guess, but just I don't know, very sweet and
Haru Urara da 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 da.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah.
Na 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 na. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good, like that middle
melody.
section is real good. Yeah. I didn't even realize it had a rap in the middle of it. I guess I must have ignored that part or something. Yeah. It's just, it's a fun little tune. Anyway, I guess let's move on from music into story elements of of Fruits Basket 2019.
Yeah.
So we have two categories here, and the first is going to be the most heart-rending moment, or heart-wrenching, if you prefer that
Yeah.
terminology.
I
But
do.
the one that just rips your heart out of your asshole, um, or the closest you can get to that, I suppose.
And when we were coming up when had the idea to have a fruits basket like category of or categories, we were
Mhm.
trying to come up with ones that would be specific to it, and it's probably the first anime drama that I just like love, just absolutely. But yeah, of course, with these drama elements, you got to go with the emotions.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a drama, so yeah. There's
Mm. And you even put a single tear crying emoji
I did.
on the spreadsheet that we're looking at.
Yeah.
But I guess it's my turn to kick it off.
Yep. What?
There's so many to choose from, and it was hard for me. We got a category coming up to round out the fruits basket, which is well, it's coming up, but that one was really hard for me to pick too.
Mhm.
But it ties in to why I picked what I picked. Spoilers. But yeah, to me it was Rin, who was the horse
Mhm.
girl. Sounds weird.
Rin Isuzu, right?
Yeah, Isuzu. Yeah, that's
Or
right.
Subaru.
No, Isuzu.
Some kind of car. That's all I
Yeah,
remember.
it's a Suzu. But yeah, I liked her character a lot, and when we got her backstory, it just hit me hard. And then, I mean, really, it's that, but it's the culmination of that building up to the scene where she's in um the house, where Toru and
The
all them
cat
live.
house.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
not
the
the cat
the
house.
house. Oh, okay.
Yes, not that one was hard too, but
Yeah, yeah.
the one she stumbles into where Shigure and all them live, and is kind of having a panic attack, and like
Yeah, yeah.
collapses in the corner, and Toru happens to come home and just sees her and just wants to help her,
And
but
just mothers the shit out of her,
yeah,
basically, right?
but when she's approaching Rin, we had just found out all her trauma and
Mm.
everything that went on with her. I won't get into it. Listen to our podcast about it if you like. But yeah, it just hit me hard, and I think it was the first time in that show that I like actual tears were yeah, coming out. But it was like Rin was in it and she was reliving her trauma, and so
Mm.
Toru approaching her, she was like afraid of her, but Toru was there to help her and does. But it was like
Right.
such a just knowing what she had gone through and where she was at mentally, it just hit me really hard. So yeah, that's the most wrenching moment for me.
Mm. For me, it was just basically all of Momiji's backstory.
Mm,
Like his whole family situation, and then like not even necessarily backstory, but like some of the current story where like his sister, who doesn't know that she's his sister, like sort of admires him and wants to like be close to him and be friends with him, and she
yeah,
like wishes she had an older brother, and like he is her older brother but he can't tell her that, and like so much, all of the Momiji, just all of it.
yeah, I get
um
that.
all, especially the stuff with Momo, like
Mm.
yeah, it just, yeah, sort of rips your heart out a little bit.
Yeah, that is rough. And do they ever really like address that at the end of like if they can have a relationship? Because they wrap up so many things, but I don't really remember.
They do sort of, I think, in mm, I guess I don't remember specifically. I feel like maybe it's just me projecting my own wishes upon them,
Yeah,
but so there's that whole scene where Toru's talking to Momiji about him, learning violin, and he had to then leave that violin teacher because his little sister wanted to learn violin, and his parents, or his father, I guess specifically, who's the only one in his family who actually knows they're related, uh, didn't want him bumping into his little sister at these violin lessons or
yeah.
whatever, and all of that. And I thought there was something at the end where they were maybe going to the same school or something. I don't know. Again, I might just be projecting my own desires onto the story.
I feel like it
I
was
can't
probably
remember.
addressed, yeah, but I just can't remember either. I'll have to check back on that or chime in if you know.
Yeah, something. I mean, it's not like a full like fix or fulfillment for, Momiji having this sister, but like I feel like there was something there, and I just can't remember. I mean, that also is like I guess that kind of brings us into the next category, because like the resolution that you're talking about would be probably the most heartwarming moment of the
Yes.
series. And
Yeah,
I guess I'm supposed to go first with this, even though I just introduced it for no reason.
that's true.
Um, but yeah, for me, it was when Kyo and I mean this is earlier in the series, so it's not even like the wrap up thing, but when Kyo and Yuki go in and
Mhm.
basically rescue her from her terrible aunt and cousins,
Yeah.
who suck, and they're like outside sort of listening and like, overhearing stuff, and then they're just this is the moment where Kyo and Yuki like sort of unite for the
That's
first
true.
time,
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
And they go in and they just say, "You're coming with us
Yeah.
because we love you, and you're gonna you need to come back to the house," because they never say that these people suck, but that's essentially what they're
Oh,
saying.
yeah, and they do suck.
Yeah, they do.
And it's also
I
the
mean,
first.
Grandpa not so much. Grandpa's
Oh
just kind of
yeah,
like he's a go with the flow kind of guy.
yeah.
He
But he's
does
also not standing up for her
he does
either.
suck a little bit in that
Yeah.
because he's
He's
a little bit complicit, but
yeah.
I mean, he does literally slap his daughter, who talks shit about Toru's mother. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, Kyoko.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, I found that a very heartwarming moment in I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be the most heartwarming, and I guess maybe it
That's
is, but
personal preference,
there's so many. There's so
Yeah.
many that are like
Yeah.
so close to that level.
You can't go wrong here, I
Um,
think, because
yeah, yeah. But I like that mainly because it's Kyo and Yuki coming together and Toru realizing how much they actually care. Like all of
yeah,
that sort of
yeah. Oh yeah.
wrapped together, right?
Because you said it was like like you said, the first time that Kyo and Yuki kind of joined forces to
Right.
like for a greater cause.
Yeah.
But then the first time that they really showed Toru that they care,
Right.
because up until then they were just like, yeah, you cook and do all the laundry or whatever. But
Right.
not
And
that they
she
not that they were cruel to her, but they had never really made a stand to be like, you're part of our family, like
Yeah, and I think she knows that they care a little bit. Like she's gotten some indications and stuff, but nothing like outright, or
yeah,
nothing nearly as outright as this,
yeah,
right?
very
So,
impactful.
so yeah, just that whole scene, all of it together
Nice.
in a big ball with a ribbon on it.
Cool.
What about you?
Yeah, for me, I mean, like you said, there's so many moments
Mm.
you could go with, but since we recently wrapped watching the show, like I kept thinking of because you get, I mean, spoilers for Fruits Basket, I guess, but you get that whole another heart wrenching scene of Toru and Kyo finally, him telling her everything, but also confessing his love and all of that. So you get this whole prolonged, dramatic, very great, scene. But then the follow up from that is Toru's getting out of the hospital,
Mm.
and Kyo has finally, found worked through all his stuff, and like confronted his dad and made peace with his own mind to be able to confront her because he's been too afraid. Like he ran from her that night, that rainy,
Mhm.
muddy night.
Yeah.
And so when she's getting out of the hospital with her buddies, her two best friends, they come out first, and then Toru comes out third, and he's like there, kind of just happenstance, like she's getting out. I don't know how long he was standing in front of the hospital, but
I think he just happened to be
just
walking up
walked
at the
up.
exact moment.
Exact moment,
Yeah.
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 So a coincidence, but then she sees him, and it's this whole like slow camera, pan, and she takes a cue from him and books
Just
it.
bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's kind of like this gag where he keeps chasing her and she keeps running, and
Mm.
and it goes to this rooftop, but it's
Every time he catches her, he, starts confessing, and then she runs away.
yeah,
again.
she can't handle it.
He continues, and then she runs away again. And yeah.
And so I think in her mind, I just took it as like, she's like, well, this is what you do. Like, I figured I'd try it, because I'm like kind of overflowing here. Like, I don't know what to do with you, dude. You're confusing me
Yeah.
so much.
Well, I mean, yeah, where they left off, it was, Toru had almost, I think, written him off at this point. Like, like as much as she realized that she loved him,
Yeah.
but she, because of things that he had said and done, thought that he was, not reciprocating those feelings, and she wanted to avoid having to talk to him because then those feelings would come out again, right?
Yeah.
But she didn't realize at the time that what he was doing was finally confessing his feelings to her.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And it's so satisfying to get that, like, this, what I pick, this scene of, Toru running from him. It's so nice in a drama, especially in an anime, to get the resolution, to get that satisfaction of them actually confronting their feelings and, reaching a new level of maturity. So many like romantic drama anime don't follow through or commit to that, They kind of don't want to commit, or they peter off, or they just don't really, that's not what the show's about. But this really,
or they just
hit.
Bash it out and get it over with, right? Story wise, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, that sound vulgar. It did sort of. Apologize.
Yes, Tony, and then there's porn.
That's not what I meant. I meant bash out the story, the resolution of the story, like the writers.
Yeah, they just kind of like
Typewriter.
slapdash or something. Like it's not really like, this takes its time, and when you get that, closure, that it feels so good, and that's why it's the best anime drama I've ever seen.
It's very good.
Yeah. So
So if you haven't watched it, I mean, you're probably not listening to us right now because all sorts of spoilers all over the place. But if you are and you haven't watched this show, highly recommend just watch the whole thing. It's good.
If anything, I think
it's real good.
The spoilers we've given, I think, help, because it's like, if you've tried to watch a lot of romantic anime kind of drama stuff, for me, it'd be nice to know, like, oh, they're saying it actually like follows through and commits
delivers
to what it's doing.
Yeah, it does.
So that's a good spoiler as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and then I guess the final category we have for this is sort of a silly category, but best Zodiac is what we had, and we posted this one on Twitter, and I realized after I posted it that I needed to post spoiler alert in the tweet.
Oh yes, that's right.
Because there are spoilers
just in this list.
Just in the list. Just in the list of nominees, there are spoilers for the show.
Yep, this is true.
So if you haven't watched it, they're not like super spoilers, but I mean, I guess, stuff you wouldn't want to know if you haven't watched it yet. So, skip to whatever time code is probably noted somewhere so that you can avoid these spoilers. But yeah, we've got a whole bunch of nominees. I guess we might not even get into spoilers in this because the spoilerific ones are not in the top.
That's true.
But essentially what I've done is George and I have listed all of them in order from most best favorite. I don't know. It's too many superlatives in one thing, but from who we think is the best or our favorite Zodiac member,
favorite
all the way to like least favorite, I guess.
Which was hard.
I've given like a point score. It was hard in a couple parts. It's funny because there are parts where we actually agree on the exact number that someone gets.
That's funny. Yeah, we actually. I mean, there's a 4-way tie for first place. It looks like.
Yes.
Based on, there's a weighted for those listening, there's a weighted
basically, so whatever we put at the top, so there's 14 in this list. I know you're thinking Zodiac only has 12, but watch the show. So there's 14 things in this list. The bottom most one got 0 points and the top most one got 13 points, and I just added them up.
Nice.
For who we thought was best and whatnot. So I don't know where to start. I guess we just start at the top of the Zodiac.
I guess. I was wondering, maybe we could like run down each of our top 3, maybe, and then we could talk about like the overall, like who tied first and like who's at the bottom. Maybe.
Okay, sure. So your top, your number one Zodiac.
We can go back and forth, maybe. That'd be more fun.
Yeah.
Or should we count down?
Oh, do you want to do it backwards?
Let's do it backwards. Start with 3. That's more fun.
All right. So your third favorite Zodiac.
My third was Haru.
Haru.
Who is the
Hatsuharu.
Hatsuharu.
Yeah.
Yes. He's the ox, and he's got some anger issues. he's had some stuff in the past. He has a very close relationship with Rin, which is explored very heavily, and
Yeah.
we learn a lot about that. And I don't know. I like his. I don't know. I guess sense of justice. I don't know how else to say it, but out of a lot of the Zodiac members, he's very firm in what he believes, even though he can sometimes freak out and lose his shit. But
Yeah.
when he's level headed, he's very pragmatic
Yeah.
and but also firm. Like, and so I really appreciated that. And I already hinted that I liked Rin's story a lot.
Right. Right.
And they have a very great I think story just together. Like, it's kind of a package deal.
I also like Haru quite a lot. You'll notice I put him fourth on my list.
Oh, nice, yeah.
But then third on my list is Yuki,
Yuki,
who is fourth on your list.
the prince. Yep, I put him number 4, which is
So-
hard. He's great.
Where obviously those scores are tied, and they are they are tied for first place with I think the things above. Yep, I think so. Yeah. So yeah, Yuki, one of the main characters of the show. He's a good kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he has a good arc, and I mean, obviously, can't think of her name now, but his love interest, who I adore,
Yeah.
Um,
I can't think of it either.
escaping me. But
So
yeah,
annoying.
he gets a really, I mean, just his arc in total, but then his arc with her is really great
Right.
too.
Yeah.
We see a lot of them change, but him one of the most for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Like early on, we're sort of teased with the idea of like him versus Kyo for the affection of Toru.
Yeah,
But then at some point, he realizes that his feelings for Toru are more like that towards a mother. He doesn't
Yeah.
have like a romantic
Yeah.
interest in her.
it's more of a respect and
Um,
a reverence than a
Yeah, and then he finds someone that he does have romantic interest in, and they get their whole story in basically the third season, right?
yeah.
Yeah, the final season.
Which is great.
Yeah,
So,
Yuki's great. Haru's great. We both agree. I mean, we basically agree. They're third and fourth place.
Yeah.
Yep, just
And-
slightly in a different
Yeah,
order.
it's just tick tick tick. And this one is similar too, not that close, but for number 2 I put Kyo.
Yep. Kyo. He's, I mean, again, one of the main characters, and for me, he's just in fifth, just below Haru.
Yeah.
So,
So he's
not super far off.
yeah, he's definitely close. And yeah, I mean, it's if you watch the show, like much like Yuki, like you get the most out of those. I mean, Toru included too, but you get the most out of those characters.
Yeah, yeah.
You spend the most time with them, and Kyo is like so integral to the main plot, the main thrust of the show. It's not
Oh, yeah.
apparent at first, but by the time you get to the end, it's like yeah, it's pretty.
I mean, by the end of the first season, I think
That's
it's more
true.
clear how,
That's true,
how
yeah.
important he is to the plot.
oh, for sure.
But yeah, I find him in the first season annoying,
yeah,
actually. But after that, he's
Yeah.
fine. And that's why he's not super low on my list, but he's a little lower.
that's fair.
I didn't care for him during the first season stuff
Mm.
as much.
I accept it, I guess, just as being by design because like that's just where he's coming from, But
Yeah.
But he is annoying, like because he's just like arrogant and brash and just uses violence to like
And
prove his point. And
Tsundere AF.
oh yeah, well that as
Yeah.
well. But that's what I love too is like this show has those like gags and like comedic stuff that it does,
Mm.
but it still allows its characters to grow and change. And so
Yeah.
I really appreciate that
Yeah,
because
that's true.
he is nowhere near as annoying at the end from where he began, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
still is Kyo. It's not like they like retconned him or just changed his character completely.
He's like a tsundere with the edges smoothed off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also has he's found someone he really cares about, and
Right.
so he can
And
maybe have some.
He can be a little less soon, a little more dairy.
there you go.
Yeah. And my second was just Kisa, the sweet little tiger girl.
Nice.
And oddly, as Kyo was my fifth, Kisa is your fifth.
That's true. Oh wow.
So
Wow.
we just swapped those around as well. But yeah, Kisa, tiger girl, like her story is just kind of a sweet little sort of side story almost,
Yeah.
Not super integral to the main plot or anything, but just another opportunity to give us an idea of, who Toru is, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Her relationship with Toru is really sweet. I mean, Kisa's just adorable, and yeah, nothing. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about her.
and your year of the tiger, George. So I'm surprised she wasn't higher on your
I
list.
know.
But
Well, that's when I first saw your list. I was like, "Oh wow, I'm Year of the Tiger," and he put it number 2. Like, it's
yeah. So
he
what
just
did
loves me so
but what
much.
did I put number 1, George?
Hey, I mean, it makes sense what you put number 1, but I was like,
Yeah.
damn, because you made your list first, and I could see it
Yeah,
when I went to go make mine,
yeah.
and so I was like, I feel like he's like goading me into putting Momi, your Year of the Rabbit, so
Right.
like I should like. But anyway, but instead for number 1, no surprise, I put Rin.
Yeah, no surprise there.
I tried to fight it. It was my gut choice, and I was like, well, come on, there's so many characters, but I just kept circling back around, and
I mean, fair enough. Like we talked about, like our favorite scenes, like most impactful scenes, and yours involved Rin, and mine involved Momiji,
Yeah,
who was my
so
number 1. So
this was set
you know,
from the beginning.
yeah, it was. We've already spoiled it earlier in the show. You just didn't realize it yet. Yeah, and funnily enough, you put Momiji. What is that? 7th or 8th or something like that? Quite a bit lower, but just below the part where we sort of go back and forth on everything. We both put Shigure
Yes,
as number 6. Is
6,
that?
yeah.
Number 6.
which is funny.
Yeah, just kind of odd thing there. But yeah, so we ended up with a 4-way tie for first place based on the points that I sort of randomly assigned. Not randomly, but, methodically assigned.
Expertly.
So, right. And the tie is between Yuki, Hatsuharu, Kisa, and Kyo. So,
Which totally makes, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Kyo and Yuki, of course, have to be on there. But yeah, Hatsuhara and Kisa. Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
so yeah,
I wouldn't have guessed
those
that.
4 that we put literally between 2nd and 5th. Both of us put between
Yeah.
2nd and 5th, just in slightly different orders. That is what resulted in the tie.
And even though I could see your list, I wasn't looking at it as I was formulating mine. I did it on like a piece of paper. But I saw it in the beginning what you had first and second and all that. But
Yeah.
but yeah, so yeah, that was completely by accident. Like when I had my whole list, I didn't consider how it lined up with yours or anything. I just which is funny. And then for the bottom,
Yeah.
I don't want to give spoilers, but I do want to start with 1.5 because
Okay.
I think he should be lower.
Well, obviously, based on the points you gave him.
I ranked him dead last, and Tony had Hero dead last.
Yeah.
But
well, I had a Yame basically right in the middle.
Yeah,
sorry, I just
you
said the
did.
name, but
yeah,
sorry.
Ayame, and I said Hero, which we're gonna get to.
Yeah.
So I spoiled everything. But 1.5. So this will be like the bottom 4. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some 0.5, some 1 point or 1.5, and then what, the 2, I guess?
Well, I'm just starting at 1.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just to avoid. Yeah.
Oh,
That.
okay.
But yeah, so bottom 4.
Well, not
number
4.3 then, right? Oh no, 1.25.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
Ayame is my least favorite of the Zodiac members because he is the snake and he's Yuki's brother. And there could be a difference too because I watched the English dub. Tony watched it in Japanese. So, we have that going for it.
I mean, he's annoying. I'll
I'm
give
sure.
you
Yeah,
that.
character-wise, like definitely. But
No, I mean his voice too.
Oh, okay. Is it? Yeah, I didn't really hear him in Japanese, but he's just like, "Oh, Yuki."
That's essentially it in Japanese as well. Yeah.
I hope someone's listening that watched the dub and will be like, "That was spot on." But yeah, so Ayame, and then that brings us number
So
3rd
I mean,
from the bottom.
I put Ayame higher. He's really like right in the middle of my list because I enjoyed the story between him and Yuki and how it's sort of explained through the show or through the time of the show that Ayame really just wants Yuki to stop disliking him or stop being angry at him because Ayame never stood up for Yuki when they were younger and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to work to rebuild his relationship with his younger brother. and eventually does, which
Yeah.
is it's that little heartwarming bit. And like, yeah, he's an annoying character, but I mean, there's annoying people in the world that we hang out with on a weekly basis, George.
Don't gesture to me.
No, that we hang out with
okay.
on a
Okay.
weekly basis.
You did kind of like
You know who I'm talking
you did
about.
kind of like fan your fingers at me, but no, I know what you're
It's
talking
because I was saying we
about. We
hang out with this person.
Hey, I'm forced to hang out with me too. Okay, this isn't one sided.
That's not who I'm talking about. Anyway,
No, I know it's our mutual friend.
so
who we love dearly.
at 1.25, we have Kureno the rooster. He just isn't a huge part of the story.
Yeah,
I think I put him a little bit lower than George, literally just one spot lower than George. He wasn't that important to the story, I guess, right? He didn't.
I mean,
suck.
he was important for things to happen, but he wasn't. He himself, character-wise, wasn't explored as deeply as a lot of these other ones.
Right. I
So
mean,
it was like,
to me, he was like Uotani's love interest, and
that's true, but it was through him that Toru found out about Akito and the curse and all that.
Right.
So
that's true.
I don't know, like that kind of stuff. Like that was the ending of the second season, so like that was pretty. I thought it was pretty impactful, but yeah, as a character, like just by himself, like ranking him in this.
Yeah, I mean, the information he gave was important, but he.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was in service of other characters, not.
So yeah, we both put him lower on the list because like he's fine.
Yeah.
Like I guess that's the middle of the list technically, then, right? Because he's just sort of mediocre. We don't dislike him, I don't think.
I suppose. I mean, it's definitely not the middle, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my list all the way down, and like dislike, literally just the last spot is the only dislike.
Oh, okay. Me. Yeah. I guess so. The next one, I guess we just have two more left, but one of those two that are tied is Ritsu, who is the monkey, and I think for both of us, it's just by virtue of like underutilized. Like, it's just there very briefly. We forgot who the monkey was. Like,
yeah, sort of the same thing as Kureno, just like not super important. Like, yes, she, I think, right? Yeah, she
presenting as
yes, she shows up momentarily just so that we know who the monkey is, and that's about it. Like, there's not a whole lot.
I mean, I would argue way less than Kureno.
Oh yeah, certainly way less. Yeah.
But yeah, just not impactful at all.
Which is why we both have her lower than Kureno.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And then last brings us to Hiro.
And he's just a twerp. God.
But even he grows.
He's such a shit.
He grows near the end. He's not nearly as annoying as he was, but
yeah, I mean, he has character growth, but
yeah,
he sucks so much. He sucks so bad at the beginning. Like, just
he does. Well, he's just a little brat. Like, we've all met a little kid like this. Not all little kid. All like.
Yeah, one that you want to punch in the face, but you can't because they're a little kid.
Yep,
that's him,
and they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah,
they're just antagonistic and little bratty shits. But
he's
captured very well. Like, I mean, I didn't feel like he was like poorly written. Like, he was doing his job.
Yeah, he was doing what he was supposed to do. Which character writing wise, they're all fine. It's just I hated him so much.
Yeah, you put him dead last. I had him third from the bottom, but still pretty low. And that rounds out that. I mean, we talk about best and worst, but we already said, we both love the show.
Yeah,
so it's not like.
And I guess the last thing I would say is my favorite Momiji ended up in fifth place, right after the 4-way tie.
Okay, yeah.
Just because you put him about the middle of the list, I put him at the top, obviously. And then I had Rin a little bit further down the list. I just didn't feel like she contributed much to the show and was, I don't know, she kind of sucked too in her own way. Like, I mean,
she was what's the word? Extra.
I just she made me feel bad for Haru, like. Because he was totally in love with her, and she clearly loved him as well, but she was just being a shit. Basically. So I put her lower on the list.
I
Then
see.
probably lower than I should have, but I put her under Akito.
Yes, Akito is on this list.
Akito does come around though.
No, yeah, we actually have Akito at the
Hit
same
exactly the same
same
spot. Yeah.
spot. Yeah.
Right below Hattori.
Well, if you listen to
yeah.
our final Fruits Basket podcast episode, which I implore you to do, yeah, we really get into the Akito stuff, and yeah, I thought it was, I don't know, he's a very interesting character that that yeah, it's hard to weigh in on, but could have been tweaked a little bit to have been a more impactful character, but was also
Yeah.
but also was impactful. But
Just sort of starts off as like a personification of evil with
yeah,
nothing to back that up, and stuff gets added as we go along, and I don't know. Yeah, Akito's a fine character.
yeah, definitely
And,
not one of the bottom tier characters.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad putting Rin so low now.
But if you raise Rin, then you put Akito even lower.
I mean, yeah, but like, look how high I put Kagura, and she's fine. I kind of
yeah.
like her. I like
Yeah.
her brash nature, but
She's fun.
I don't know. It's tough. It's really a tough list. I would say if you watched all of Fruits Basket and you haven't done this list of your top to bottom, favorite to least favorite Zodiac, you're gonna find it to be an exercise.
Yeah, and if you do, please share. I'd love to see other because there's so many, and it's such a great show. I imagine there's an argument to be made for a lot of these being number one.
Yeah, and so you may have figured out. I guess we have mentioned it enough that so there's 14 entries on the list because there's the Zodiac plus Kyo, the cat who didn't make the Zodiac,
Yeah.
and then Akito, the
Yes.
god, who
Yeah.
is a Zodiac in the
And
not on the Zodiac, but is a member of the Zodiacs of the Soma family, I guess.
and now we've officially spoiled everything.
Yeah, well, I
I'm
mean,
just kidding.
that's not like a late game spoiler or anything, but
yeah.
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 But I told people,
Spoilers.
skip to the time code that
Spoilers.
someone's going to put in the whatever, the description or comments or something.
Someone will do it. All right, let's that rounds up Fruits Basket, I think.
Yep, that is everything we got for Fruits Basket. And then we got a couple of movies that we watched over this summer. And I don't know, how should we do this? Should we do like just the big one first and then the silly shits?
I guess so. This is just like kind of a. So we watched 3 movies. Some of them came out.
Let's
during
just name the
summer.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Made
we
in
can do-
Abyss as a movie continuation of the anime.
Right. Movie 3, The Dawn of the Deep Soul.
That's right.
And then we also watched the Sailor Moon Eternal movies, both 1 and 2.
Which is another.
Kind of counting them as a single thing here.
Yeah, that was another continuation of the Sailor Moon Crystal
Right.
anime. Yeah.
And then
Which we did a episode on each of those. All these actually.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
That's why they're here.
That's why they're in the list.
I just wanted to shout that out.
And then the other one that we watched was Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop, which is an original feature film.
Yeah, and I think on YouTube our episode of that only got like 5 views or something. But
Oh, really?
yeah, I was looking at it the other day. It's really low.
Wow.
And it made me sad because it's a good movie, and
It is a good movie.
I don't know if
Maybe it's just people haven't watched it yet, or
maybe.
or maybe everyone had already watched it and didn't want to hear people talk about
Oh,
it.
maybe we
don't
missed
know.
the boat. Maybe.
Maybe.
But there's a lot of stuff. We live in an age where there's so much stuff coming out, and all these different streaming services, and stuff gets pushed under the rug a lot. But yeah,
It's
I
a good
guess-
it's a good movie, and I mean, I guess we'll leave our best movie. So those are the nominations for best movie. We'll leave announcing the winner until later, but now we have a couple of silly categories
All
that
right.
we want to do. So George, oh no, it should be you asking me, huh? No, well, I'll start there then. All right, so George,
these are
in
silly.
all of the movies that we watched, what would you say is the best briefcase? Or maybe the worst briefcase? Could go either way on this one.
How about the only briefcase? So yeah, this is a very, as you might guess, specifically tailored category that references Made in Abyss, and it's the briefcase full of guts, which
Mm,
happens to be a song name by Death Clock from
right.
the Adult Swim show Metalocalypse. It's a virtual band, death metal band,
Mm,
and that's a fun song. The movie we weren't so hip on,
mm,
and we got some crap for that, but yeah, there's literally briefcases full of guts, and you see
yeah.
them spewing out. And I remember when we were doing the podcast for the Made in Abyss movie, I briefcase full of guts like came into my head, and I
Right.
was using that. And it wasn't until after when I was editing it or when we finished recording, I was like, wait a minute, that's a Death Clock song.
I think it was after we finished recording, you played it
Okay.
for me. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought we were trying
Briefcase
to
full of gods. Yeah.
Death Clock. I love them. But yeah, we were trying to come up with some silly categories that would be like tailor made for movies that wouldn't win Best Movie.
Oh, well, spoilers, I guess.
Well, hey, we're about
Not,
to get to it.
not really, I guess.
But that leads us to the second one
Mm.
before we get to the best movie, which is best catchphrase of these movies.
Best catchphrase. Small lady. Ah, yes. Chibiusa in the Sailor Moon Eternal movies. Not that she says it, but she's called Small Lady.
Yeah.
And the cats, what are they called? The
Well, there's
I don't mean their names.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so there's the Sailor Guardians, and then there's the Familiars or something. I don't know what they'd be called,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
I thought they had a name of some sort.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe they don't. Anyway,
Artemis and Luna are their names.
yeah.
It took me a minute. I'm sorry, internet. I love Sailor Moon.
Wait, Artemis and Luna, and what's Shibiusa's one?
Oh, what is it? It's something. It's like some like basic name.
Diana?
Yeah, Diana.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Diana.
So I think
Princess.
it's Diana that says this most of the time.
Yeah,
Um,
because she's
small lady. That's what she calls Chibiusa.
And if you watch, I watched all of Sailor Moon Crystal in preparation for this movie, but you did not.
I did not.
But yeah, you
Thank God for that.
when she's introduced, I mean, it's just you hear it a lot.
Yeah.
So
It's like constant. It's like
Yeah.
the most ubiquitous. It's not like the best catchphrase. It's just the one that you hear so many times that it penetrates so deep into your brain that you can't not hear it.
And we said, and it became like a thing. I think even when we did that Sailor Moon Eternal episode, if you listen to it, because we always start with our intro song, but I actually like edit it so it starts with you going "small lady," and then it kicks up.
Yeah.
Like it became like
Sounds
a
right.
thing, and it's been referenced since then on the podcast. But
Yeah.
I
So
always.
what?
Well, I always like I thought of the Beastie Boys song, "Hey Ladies."
Small ladies get funky. Small ladies.
And there was I work in a hospital, and I was looking at some patient's chart, and it was it had a note. It was for a newborn, and it had a note in it. It said "small baby." Yeah, of course, I was alone in my where I work in my little office, and I was like, "Small baby."
Get funky.
Yeah, small baby. So yeah, this category is just here so we can say "small lady,"
That's right.
and
Just needed another excuse to say it again.
yeah, we're wrapping up this season.
Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we did.
We'll probably still do it, but it seemed like a good a time as any to
Yeah.
do it again.
So those were sort of tailor-made subcategories of the movies category, so that we could mention, something about the movies that didn't win Best Movie, which means that the one that won Best Movie is
The remaining words bubble up like that soda pop. I tell you what, boy.
oh, I'll tell you what, boy, word blah 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 soda pop.
Words bubble up like soda pop. That is the title, and it's a really sweet. Just,
Now the Japanese title is Sada no Yoni Kotoba wa I don't remember.
Wa Genki des.
I didn't know you knew it. Japanese Elvis. Wow. You learn something every day.
I forgot
Crazy.
Elvis is here.
It's been a while. He's just been sitting over there eating cheeseburgers all night. Bacon cheeseburgers. Bacon
Finally,
cheeseburgers.
finally
Sorry.
ran out of fries.
Yeah.
Um, well, thanks, Elvis. I mean, you added some useful information. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it's a good movie. I guess we don't have to get into it, but it's just
Yeah.
it's a sweet
I mean, it's sort of about haiku and just sort of about young people.
coming of age
Yeah,
kind of little romance,
a little
but
bit.
light, very light.
Yeah.
And gorgeous, really pretty
Oh
color
yeah.
color
Oh
palette.
yeah. Looks so good. Like
Yeah.
well drawn, well animated. Yeah.
I think it's only like 90 minutes or
I
something.
like the characters and the writing are good. Like I like the old man. I can't remember his name, but like he was just a
Yeah.
great character, even though he's kind of a minor character. Like, yeah, just really, really well written, really well drawn, well animated. Like everything you want in an anime movie.
Yeah.
They did it all really well.
Worth your time.
Yeah.
You could show it to your parents. You
I'm
could,
not going to say it's a 10 of 10 or anything like that, but you know, it's
Yeah.
like a 7 or 8 probably, right?
I think I gave it a 7.
Hmm.
Definitely would rewatch.
It is quite good.
At some point. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, check that out if you haven't. And then that wraps up the movie
That's the movies.
category.
And then
This begins. Well, I guess the movie already started it, but like from here on out, we got our big categories. This is the main event.
yeah. So the categories that we had you guys vote on, Best Zodiac was one of them, and Best Movie was one of them.
Mhm.
Not that anyone voted, but you know,
You had an opportunity.
you were given the opportunity. I'm sorry if you didn't get the notification. Anyway, some of the other stuff that we had people vote on. We're gonna scroll back to the music category, and I don't know who's supposed to announce this one.
I'm not sure either, but I'll announce it and throw to you. How about that?
Sounds good.
Best ending song. So this is just no gimmick, just best ending song from summer. What did you get for this one?
Yeah, so I chose Hoshi no Tabibito from Kageki Shoujo. It's the main ending song from Kageki Shoujo, but there are multiple variations of it which have different titles. Because there's Hoshi no Tabibito, Bara no Watashi, and Shineyaka na Mirai are the titles.
Of
Is
the
there another
different-
one? Yeah. So the Bara to Watashi is that's the one that Kaoru did, but then Chika and Chiaka also did a version of that one as well.
Yeah, and they
So that
combined
had
them.
the same title, but they were separate. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So it's essentially the same song, just with different lyrics and sung by different character voices from the show. But anyway, yeah, so that's the one that I chose as my top number one favoritist thing at Majigger.
And I guess on that note, because we skipped it earlier, but we had a special category, best Kageki Shoujo ending.
Right.
Speaking of those different variations, because I had a preference for the Kaoru one,
Right.
which we found on YouTube. I think maybe it's on Spotify now, but
It is on Spotify.
but it's combined with the Chiaki one, right?
Right. It's harder
Chika Chiaki.
it's harder to find though because it's just on a like the titles, the title of the soundtrack and the titles of the songs are all in Japanese, like kanji and
Oh,
and
okay.
hiragana.
Yeah,
So
hard to find.
it's a little harder to find, but it is on Spotify. Anyway, yeah. So my favorite was Hoshi no Tabibito by Sarasa and the two
Yeah,
main
Just
characters.
the main
and
one.
and George's was Bara to Watashi. Roses and Me would be the translation of that.
Yeah.
By Kaoru. So,
Yeah, I like the original. So it's no nothing against that one, but I for this best Kageki ending, I like the Kaoru one. She had like a deeper kind of sultrier voice,
yeah.
and it resonated with me, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, if you have a preference other than those, let us know.
Yeah. And then what did you choose for best ending, George?
Oh god, this was easy for me. It had to be Shonen Shoujo, which was the ending theme, and actually the only consistent theme from Sunny Boy,
Mm.
And from the very first time I heard it, love it, love it. It reminds me of Pen Pals, which is a Japanese kind of rock slash maybe a little punk indie kind of band who did a bunch of music for FLCL, Fooly Cooley, back in the day. They actually just kind of used a lot of music they already had put out. Wait, did I say Pen Pals? I meant Pillows. Damn it. I always confuse them. Yes, the Pillows, not Pen Pals. Pen Pals did the Berserk opening, and they're kind of similar genre. I messed that up. But yeah, the Pillows, duh. But it's got that. It's just got that. That guitar. It's total indie rock, but it takes me emotionally to a place, and I very much associate it with the show. But it's good stuff.
And then, so we had, some voting and stuff, and the nominees were the Shonen Shoujo from Sunny Boy that you mentioned, and Hoshino Tabibito, and the other variations from Kageki Shoujo. And then our third nominee was Raika, which we both had on our top 3 lists as well. In fact,
Yeah.
our top 3s are exactly the same, just in slightly different orders.
Yeah.
But the way that it worked out based on the points totals is that the Kageki Shoujo one got 1 more point than either of the other 2, and the Sunny Boy ending and Raika from Idaten deities. I hate that word. Because of a friend of ours who listened to our playlist, and the only person to cast a vote for this category other than us, they ended up in a tie. So
Okay.
5 points to Kageki and 4 points to Sunny Boy and Idaten.
All right.
And that's going to bring us to our next category, very similarly structured, Best Opening Song. And we had, 3 nominees based on songs that we had chose. And what was your favorite of those 3, George?
Yeah, best opening. This one was tougher for me. It wasn't as easy as the ending, but I ended up going with the same song I picked for best song worst show, which is from Idaten, the Seija no Kyoshin, which is just I don't. It's a banger. I mean, listen. I dare anyone listening to this, like, put that on and try not to bop your head
It's a
and
double winner.
be into it. It is. Yeah.
Is it our only double winner? It might be.
We'll see,
I
but
guess
it
we'll find
might
out.
be.
And then my favorite was Dark Spiral Journey from Peach Boy Riverside. Dark Spiral. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know the Japanese, so I just started doing blah blah blahs there. But
Blah, blah, blah.
yeah, I enjoyed that one very much. Those were both, of course, on our nominations list, accompanied by Love Supreme from Kobayashi Dragon Maid, which George had as his second favorite, so it got 2 points.
And you
But
had No Continue from Battle Game.
yeah,
as
No
your
Continue
third.
from Battle Game was, I think it was a pretty good opening song. It could have maybe, been best song worst show. Didn't quite make it though, because Raika so good, right?
Yeah.
For an ending.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Um,
definitely.
Yeah. But I had Seija no Koshin for my second favorite. So we ended up with the winner being Seija no Koshin from
Dang.
Idaten Deities
Dang.
with 6 points. It got an extra point from the one person who voted.
Our mutual friend.
Yes. And then Dark Spiral got 3 points and Love Supreme got 2 points. And, that's essentially a tie, given that the first place got 6 points more than both of them put together. So,
Yeah, right. It's kind of.
but all good songs.
Yeah. Nothing bad there.
And then the next category we had, outside of music, we're moving on to just sort of the more general categories here. Best character. We thought about doing best boy, best girl, like the classic thing, but we thought, let's just do characters.
Yeah. Trying to
even
be
though
inclusive.
literally everyone on this list is female.
I know. Well, hey, I mean,
Well, I guess maybe technically not, because they do refer to my pick as they.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're not. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on there.
There's
I
no
guess.
definition, I suppose, on that. Anyway,
Well, what was your? Because I kicked off the last one. What did you
okay.
get for best character?
I chose Frau from Peach Boy. I really like Frau. Just nicely drawn, nicely designed character, and uh, the story arc. Like, I don't know. There's so much depth to Frau's story that isn't immediately apparent, but is revealed throughout the show. Um, it was one of the more interesting parts of the show. So
Yeah.
yeah, Frau. Just
Yeah.
it made the show more interesting just in their presence.
I mean, I didn't get into the show, but I totally agree. Like major appeal, great character design, and yeah, cool. From what you've told me a lot about since I didn't watch it, I heard a lot about what happened to Frau and stuff, and it seems interesting. So
Yeah, definitely the most interesting character in that show, and sort of made the show.
Nice.
I think.
Yeah, Frau is cool.
So, what about you? What did you choose for your best character?
Yes, I went with Sunny Boy and my Nozomi, who is the. I mean, it's kind of an ensemble show, but she's yeah, definitely the lead female character. And yeah, she's just great. I mean, I don't know. I don't need to get into it. I guess we did a episode that had Sunny Boy and Peach Boy Riverside. We dug into those.
We did it twice, in fact.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But after they ended, we kind of dug into them. But Nozomi's just great. I mean, I don't know what to say, honestly. I love her character, and I love the world of Sunny Boy, as strange as it is, and she really, I don't know. I had a lot of feelings, and I can't put them into words, so I'm sorry. But needless to say, I love Nozomi.
And so what we ended up with for nominees based on that was obviously Nozomi got 3 points because George put her in first. Frau got 3 points because I put them in first. And Sarasa Watanabe from Kageki Shoujo also got 3 points because George put her in second and I put her in third. So it's a three-way tie. If anyone had bothered to vote in the Twitter poll, we could have broken this tie. But as it stands, it's a three-way tie.
As it stands, you all suck.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. I'm just being passive-aggressive about it. We'll throw out
I'll translate. I'm here.
We'll throw out some honorable mentions to our remaining. I had in second place Froppy from My Hero. I've always liked Froppy. I particularly enjoyed the episode of My Hero this season that featured Froppy when they went on the ship with the walrus guy or whatever. Right?
Yeah, it was like the most like.
It was the best episode of this season, honestly. And it was non-canon. It was an anime only, and it was better than all.
It was
anyway,
a double beach episode.
Don't need to rip on My Hero anymore because we do still have worst anime to come, so it might be on there. What about you? Did you have an honorable mention for this category?
I did, yeah. It's Toru, not from Fruits Basket, from Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, or Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
The titular Dragon Maid.
Yes. And yeah, she's great. I mean, I've talked, if you listen last week or any other week, I talked about it. There's a lot of pervy nonsense that I put up with, but there's real heart to the show, and there's great comedy too, more in the first season. But Toru is great, I think, because she doesn't lean heavily on those pervy, tropes. She really cares about Kobayashi, and there's something there that keeps me coming back.
Is it the big boobs?
Well, she doesn't even have big boobs.
Oh, does she not?
No,
I thought she did.
I mean, not that I need. It's just because there are characters with big boobs that I have to evaluate the boob size like every other person.
I mean,
but Kobayashi's
maybe not massively ridiculous, but I did have to cut out a picture of her to put her in the thumbnail for last week's episode, and it looked like she had large.
All right, internet, gotta weigh in. I mean, if we're talking relative to other characters,
I guess that's what I'm saying is that maybe relative they aren't that big, but
yeah,
that just means that they're all huge.
I don't know. I feel like she has I don't know cup sizes like B cups or something
Oh, really? No, not.
I don't even think they're C.
I don't know. Maybe the picture I got was an altered picture or something like that, but they looked like
the fans want them bigger.
Double D's or something. I don't know. Maybe I cut out a picture of the wrong person. I don't even watch the show. I don't know.
I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. Anyway, Toru's great, and her and her relationship with Kobayashi carries a lot of the show among some other characters as well. But yeah, I like her a lot. But she stood no chance. She was third to Sarasa and then Nozomi, who won for me.
Yep.
There you
I
go.
guess then, yeah, let's move on to
Ooh,
from the best to the
we
worst.
got the final two categories. This is it, you
The
guys.
Yeah, the worst anime of summer. I can't talk.
You're building up the suspense, man.
Hey Elvis, can you help me out? I can't talk anymore. Oh yeah, that's all right, man. Listen, the worst anime of summer 2021. The nominees are. You don't have to say the nominees. It's fine. It's fine. I just wanted you to say the name of the category. Well, you guys haven't hardly used me at all for this show now. I've been sitting here for hours eating cheeseburgers. Just go eat more cheeseburgers, all right?
He must have got more because I thought he finished what he had. Jeez, Elvis. Wow.
I don't know. Like
Killing it
he
over there.
must pay so much in Uber Eats fees. Man. Anyway, he's a hungry fella. All right. So worst anime, as Elvis said.
And of course, we would have
This
Elvis,
this bit this bit.
fat, dead Elvis on the toilet. We would have him introduce the worst anime of 2021 in
Yeah.
the summer. Um, but yeah, I think it's me to kick this one off.
Yeah. What do you got for the worst anime?
So this category is basically shows that we dropped because
Mm.
if it's really that bad, you're not gonna finish it, right? But we at least gave it a shot, right? So it's like we can't like look from a side. Like World's End Harem didn't actually end up coming out this for fall. I think it got pushed back till next year.
Mm.
But I could put that in the worst anime, but I'm not gonna watch it, so that's not right. There's got
Yeah,
to be something
you have to have at least watched it,
yeah,
right?
something
Yeah.
you tried. You tried to like go in
Yeah.
the trenches and dig your way through. And for me, I really wanted it to stick, but it's got to be the Ida deities no only peace. Highly
It
anticipated,
was a bad show.
highly anticipated. Just too edgy, too infantile, and not enough character stuff or story stuff. Like it's just like a lot of punching and but I did love the color palette, phenomenal. The action kind of animation, just the fast pacedness of it is kind of, I think I said before, like a fishing lure and a blender or something like that.
Mm.
Use an analogy like that, and yeah, it was really pretty in a sort of kaleidoscope kind of, not a drug trip way, but just in a fun way. But that's kind of all I have to say about it. I did not watch more than the third episode, but
Mm.
that's for me the worst
I
show of
didn't
summer.
I didn't even watch that because I'm pretty sure it was the second episode that had the nun rape in it, right?
Yes, you had
Yeah.
to bring that up.
Yeah, and that guy, when they're doing that whole like pseudo Nazi scene, and she's like, "What do you want?" and he's like, "I want to rape little boys." That was in the second episode too, I think. I don't know why I dropped that show. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm scratching my head, man.
it's fucking garbage, man. Oh god, it was
Wait, I
bad.
put it at the top of my list.
No, yeah,
It's
and-
not even in your top three.
I know, I didn't, which speaks to how bad of a season this was. So you did not watch D-Side Trimarai.
I did not.
But
Based
if,
on a game.
If you had, you would have put it. It would have been top of your list.
Okay. Okay.
So
okay. All right.
it wasn't. I mean, there was no nun rape or anything. It was just like stupid and poorly animated and uninteresting. Yeah, it's just bad. It was bad in like every
can't
way.
even say a positive thing about it. So that bad.
No, I mean, I can say one positive thing about it. Oi Yuki voiced
Oh.
someone in it. That's it.
Was it like a minor character?
She was one of the main characters,
One
I
of the
think.
main
Yeah,
ones.
yeah. I mean, not really.
Jeez.
I guess she might be considered supporting, but I don't know.
I feel like you've
Um,
learned from that because like cut to this season and like you've dropped like almost everything or like so many things you didn't even watch that maybe you would have if it
Yeah,
was in summer.
maybe. I mean, the only reason I even watched that was because I knew that she was voicing someone. in it,
really?
right? Yeah, that's the only reason I watched any of it. And
Okay.
I knew it was going to be bad going in, but I thought I'd just give it a try. And
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
I
I
did.
shed
I
a
gave it a
tear
try.
for Aoi Yuki.
I mean, she
'cause,
got paid, so it's fine.
That's true. And you picked her for best voice actor, but then you had to
Yeah.
turn around and disparage one of the shows she was in. But I hopefully she doesn't listen to this podcast.
I mean, if she does, that's fine. Call me.
Call me baby.
Um,
Call me maybe.
Anyway, and so those two, of course, were in our nominees for worst anime, and the third thing that was in our nominee for worst anime was Scarlet Nexus, which we both had on our lists, and our scores, because again, no one voted, is a 3-way tie between those. But I'm going to declare the tie broken in favor of Scarlet Nexus because it was on both of our lists.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
That's fair. And I have to point out, behind D side, you have Sunny Boy above Scarlet Nexus.
yeah, I only put that there because you put Peach Boy.
Yeah, you had something else there before, I think.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It
Yeah.
wasn't Ida-ten though. It was, God, what was it? I actually don't remember what I had there before. But yeah.
That's funny. So it's a retaliation, Sunny Boy.
Yeah.
Okay, because I put Peach Boy third. I wasn't trying to get at you.
Yeah.
I don't even think it ranked for your favorite shows of this season.
Peach Boy?
Yeah. But you took offense nonetheless.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong on a worst anime list.
Well, the summer there's not much to pick from.
I
put it third.
Oh, it's only the third worst anime of summer.
Yeah, that I watched.
How many that you watched?
I don't know. Block that out. I can look at my live chart. You want me to do this?
There's a worse show than Peach Boy.
All right, let's see. I will pull it up just for you. Okay, so Scarlet Nexus already on my list. Okay, Battle Game maybe.
Yeah, worse than Peach Boy.
I mean, Peach Boy offended me more than Battle Game. I only watched one episode, so you gotta have to keep that in mind too.
You're offended by a squid.
Drugstore, maybe,
but probably.
I mean, you liked it more than I did.
It's in the neighborhood though.
Remain, I don't think so. It wasn't that offensive to me. Vanitas, not really.
Are you sure?
Detective, maybe. Detective.
Maybe.
Detective could have been probably.
It's sort of in the neighborhood too. I like Battle Game. Battle Game is I think
it's
worse
not
than
good.
Peach Boy.
It's not good. Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
so that's fair. I could have put Detective or probably Battle Game in there.
Yeah, I forget.
I was probably just trying to think from memory, as honestly, when it happened. I'm
trying to remember what it was that I had in that second spot before I changed it. Let's see. Let's go to my anime list, another place that you can go to keep track of, shows that you're watching or not watching or whatever you have in addition to live chart.
It's just building up the suspense.
I personally use both, so.
Yeah, I only rate on live chart.
All right, dropped shows. Okay, a bunch of stuff from this season. Oh God, Fina. Fina is worse than Peach Boy. Come on. Although you didn't know that until you finished it. It wasn't Ida-ten. What was it? Oh, it was the honor high school thing, the honor of Magic High School.
Yeah,
that was pretty awful, actually.
Yeah.
It certainly belongs on that list more than Sunny Boy does. But
fair enough.
I think Battle Game belongs on the list more than Peach Boy.
Well, hey, we got a little salty on the worst anime, and that's okay. I hope that was entertaining. How petty we got with it, but
have you come up with 8 more dub voice actors yet? No. All right, let's move on then.
I know, man. All right, enough of this chicanery.
All right,
we're gonna move on. This is it, folks. We are here. This is the final category, the best anime of summer 2021.
And the nominees are. I don't know.
Stuff and things.
I was doing the thing.
Yeah, right. You just get into it. No, we'll do it how we've been doing it, maybe. Or maybe we could do this in reverse, right? That might be good. Let's start with you. What was your number 3?
My number 3 was Remake Our Life, Bokutachi no Remake. I enjoyed the quantity of the show that I did watch. I did stop watching it after it took its big turn mid-season, where it, I don't know, the plot line changed. It did, yeah, it did like a crazy turn that I wasn't expecting, and I didn't enjoy where I thought it was going to go. Not that it was anything bad. It's just I had enjoyed everything up to that point, and that turn meant that they were going to stop doing the stuff that I liked. So I stopped watching it.
Yeah, I know that feeling when it's like you're kind of getting to a groove of a show, and then they throw a curveball,
Yeah.
and it's like you're like, why do I care? It's almost like starting a new show over. Like we're like,
Yeah.
okay, now we're in a new place, and in this case, he's jumping ahead in time, right after
Right. Yeah.
having changed some stuff. So it's like,
So yeah, I mean the basic premise at the beginning is he's older and he's working in the anime industry or video game industry actually, doing animation stuff.
yeah,
Not that he's an animator, he's more of a producer. But anyway, and he sort of one day is like wishing that he had gone to art school instead of the business school that he went to. Suddenly finds himself transported back in time to the day that he received his acceptance letter from the art school that he chose not to go to. And so that time he decides to go to the art school, and then it shows him at art school with these other people, doing and learning art stuff, which was interesting. And then after, I guess, the first semester, or maybe it's the first year or something, then it jumps forward in time to a year past where it was when he first went back, except everything's changed based on all of the stuff that he changed in the past.
mm,
And it's this, I don't know, it sucks in some ways. One of the girls that he met in the past, who was this person that he had heard of in the original present, that he admired for the work that she did in the industry. He is now married to her, and she's like just this devoted wife that doesn't do anything and just sort of dotes on him. And I don't know, it's annoying. It's
yeah,
the switcheroo was just
yeah,
mm,
too
they
too
sort of
much.
pulled the rug out. Anyway, probably talked a little bit too much about that, but it still qualifies as one of my top 3 favorite anime of summer, despite the fact that I just talked shit about it for 2 minutes.
And it
Good
was
season of anime, people.
indeed. I guess I feel more strongly about my third place.
I would
Um,
hope so.
yes. No, I definitely do. I definitely do. And I it is Aquatope on White Sand, and I'm caught up to the first episode of this. It's running into fall. It's going to get 25 episodes. But we're doing summer, so we're counting, the first 12.
Yeah.
So I've seen it all of this one, and yeah, I will continue watching it. It's a very nice show. I talked about it last week. We did, and yeah, it's just nice. It goes down smooth. It's not the most exciting or dramatic show, but it's like it's balancing two things that I really like, which is slice of life and a plot with like character development. So like a lot of slice of life just kind of want to just, which is fine, but they just want to kind of be like a snow globe, just kind of contained within the everyday life. And this is to me is kind of I don't want to say a step above, but a step beyond, where it's like we're doing that. We have that soothing atmosphere and that beautiful animation, but we're also gonna take it somewhere too. So
Yeah, it has a larger story to it.
yeah, and I appreciate that. It's nice. I mean, there's slice of life are great. But for a podcast, don't make for great conversation. Usually, it's like
Mm.
kind of talk about it once, and then it's like, well, you get it. But
And this week at the restaurant, some other people come in and order food, and it's really good food. And yeah, that's it.
and here's the food they made. All
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this one, like maybe not week to week, but there is stuff to talk about. It's actually seems to be going somewhere. So yeah, Aquatope for my number third.
What about your number 2 then?
Okay, we're gonna round
we're
robin it.
switching it
I
back
like
and
it.
forth. I guess we're doing a snake. We're snaking it.
My number 2 would have to be Kageki Shoujo.
Oh, mine too.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Oh wow, that's weird. We both chose it for number 2, not number 1.
Ooh, what
Should
does
be
that
number 1
mean?
though. Oh, all right.
Dun dun dun.
Yes, Kageki is certainly one of the best anime, and if anyone is making their own list and they put this at the top of the list, I'm not going to argue with you. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
really really tight at the top.
To be honest,
think.
I did have it at my top
Mm.
originally, and then I changed it.
Mm.
So my number one and number two are kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, mine are really close too, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. But yeah, Kageki Shoujo, like we talked about it all season, don't need to really
Yeah.
rehash it now, I suppose, but
We did a big episode once the season was done as well, and I think we had a good convo on it.
it is a very good show.
Yeah, very good.
Look forward to seeing more of it. I really hope more of it gets made.
Me too. Yeah, made me happy that we were. I don't know. It's like one of those shows made me happy we're doing a podcast where like, that might have missed my radar
Right.
had I not been digging through all the anime trying to find
Yeah.
stuff to talk about.
Well, like I say, I mean, you thought at first that you might be
Oh,
skipping
yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
then I
I
can't
was
remember if
gonna
you
dismiss
said
it.
that you were skipping it and then changed your mind, or if you changed your mind before. I don't remember exactly
When we watched the trailers, it didn't make my cut. But
Mm.
then when the first episodes came out, I always like to check online and check
See
reviews.
what has a buzz. And,
Yeah, and people were into that, so I was like, all right. I like to kind of throw, if there's something that really stands out to people, like, all right, maybe I was wrong, and I was totally wrong. Like, I mean, judging on a trailer is, I don't think anyone should be faulted for that, but yeah, it's a good show, and I don't think the trailer really. I mean, not that it looked bad. I didn't like the eyelashes, which is kind of a
Right.
scrutinous thing to pick out. But yeah, it's the trailer itself belied how good the show would be to me.
And we both gave it, best writing, best story
Yeah,
for the
we
season
did.
as well, which
yeah,
explains it being, very top marks.
and Sarasa was in our top three main characters for the season.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it probably is actually the best anime of the season, but we have favorites.
Yeah, it's a
And
bias,
and that's basically
bias
where
list.
this the reason it's second place on both of our lists is because we each have, favorites.
Yeah.
And mine was,
Well, yeah. So speaking of which, what is your number one favorite anime of summer, Tony?
well, I was just going to say that and you interrupted me.
Well, I know I wanted to. You gave me an intro. I was trying to help you
know.
out, man.
Sorry.
I mean, Elvis is passed out over there. He's not going to do it.
Too many cheeseburgers, man.
That'll do it to you,
Oh, wait.
dead or alive.
Did he fall off the toilet? Oh, I think he died again.
Try it
Shit.
again. But what if he just he falls from one toilet to another? It just kind of keeps going. It's like an endless cycle.
That would suck. Wow. What an eternity to have to live through.
However you died, that's how you
Oh.
that's how you live in in the afterlife.
I mean, I guess he's real high, so he's got that going for him.
That's true. Talk about permafried.
Yeah. Anyway, my number one, my favorite, just like a hair's breadth above Kageki Shoujo, is Aquatope. Like Kageki and Aquatope both, it's like the story of these two girls that are working towards dreams, I guess, basically. Like,
Yeah,
there's a lot of parallels between the two shows.
there really is.
Um,
Both gorgeous as well, too. Shows.
and I'll say that I made this list before I watched the last two episodes of the Aquatope of
Yeah.
that season, which were, in my opinion, a little lackluster. But I don't think that cancels anything. I think
when it's ongoing, like
Yeah.
it's not done yet, so it's
right. But I mean, if we're just saying it's for the summer only portion of it,
Yeah,
then I don't know. I think, yeah, just the characters themselves I like just a little bit better than. It's actually hard to say. Hold on, let me try and say it again. So in Kageki Shoujo, we've got I and we've got Sarasa. I like Sarasa a lot, and I is okay.
okay.
In Aquatope,
Uh-huh.
we've got Kukuru
Mhm.
and we've got Fuka,
Mhm.
and I like them both all right.
Oh, okay.
So like that, I think that's the difference. Like
Okay.
that's what made the cut.
It's got a
That's-
better average.
Yeah, I like the two main characters better because I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get that. Because if there's one, like I like both the leads in both those shows, but yeah, I can imagine if you
Yeah, I mean, I
didn't
don't.
care for one, or weren't so hot for one, no, maybe not hot. That's not the right word, but weren't so into one versus the other. Then yeah, I mean, they're both because they're co-leads.
Right. Yeah.
Like as far as these summer is
And like
concerned.
in Kageki, she just starts off kind of, she sort of sucks a little bit. Like she's a bit of a butthole,
Yeah,
I think.
for
And that's
sure.
really it. Like I didn't like her
The
at
same with
first.
Kyo. You're like he started out like an a-hole, and now I like him, but I won't
Yeah.
forget. I won't forget.
No, I mean he was obnoxious though.
Yeah,
It's not like she's obnoxious. It's just that she's like, I don't know.
yeah. I mean,
She's very closed off emotionally, and
yeah,
you know, she opens up through the show a little bit, and that is great to see that growth. But just that at the beginning where she's very closed off, she's just sort of like, why do I want to watch a show about a girl who's a butthole? You know, I don't know.
I liked her more, but I get what you I get what you mean there.
Yeah, I'm not into the whole tsundere thing. Like I think
Don't you pigeonhole me?
no, I'm just saying like
I'm
I,
not
I
like you.
I think it's clear from like my opinion on many things that
Mm,
when there is a tsundere character, not that she is
yeah,
exactly tsundere, but you know, when there's a character like that,
yeah.
I don't
You
really care for them
you
very
get
much.
triggered.
Yeah, I just don't like them. I don't
Yeah,
know.
turns you off.
I'd rather just have happy people doing happy things in aquariums, I guess.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So what about you? As if I don't know, what is your number one anime this season?
Well, don't you act surprised. It's Sunny Boy.
Oh, really? I was not expecting that. Oh, you said don't act surprised. I'm sorry.
Oh yes, yeah. A show that topped your least favorite anime is number one for me.
Yeah, imagine that.
But such just as you had said, and I said earlier too. But my number one and number two were, I mean, that I could have easily swapped them.
Yeah, it's real tight.
I think I wanted to give it to Sunny Boy because I mean, based on its own merits, but also with Kageki, it's like I said this earlier too, but like it's set up this great thing, and it's such solid. You know what is there is so solid, but we need more. Whereas Sunny
Mm,
Boy is a complete thing, and it's an original story, and it took me to a place that that was uncomfortable at times, but not because it was poorly written or made. It gave me a lot of feelings that I don't often feel with stories and media like this, and I really appreciate that for it. I need to watch it more, and over the years I think I will. It kind of I think there's little things that I missed and
mm,
themes to unravel, and that's what I kind of like that about it. It's like this ball of yarn that I've already got me, but I think there's even more to it that I haven't wrapped my head around, and I really appreciate it for that. It's dense, it's weird, oblique. It's all these strange things, but it's had me gravitating towards it, and so I
mm.
imagine it probably is a divisive show among anime fans. Like I imagine a lot of people kind of thought it looked cool and were turned off to it. But it got me. It got me deep, and I love it. And it's probably one of those shows. I gave it a 7 out of 10, but it'll probably increase over time. I think. But yeah, so Sunny Boy
Mm.
represent.
I found Sunny Boy to be a steaming pile of gibberish, but you know, that's just me.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just like, yeah, it's a bit nonsensical in some ways, but yeah, if you plow through that, I'm sure you get some
Hmm.
good stuff. Sounds like you did anyway, so
Yeah,
I
I
assume
did.
that's
And as I probably proved last week with Fenna, it's probably best not, if it's not grabbing you to just walk away.
mm,
But Sunny Boy was grabbing me, and I was happy to see it through the finish. Not
yeah.
so much for
It
you.
lost me at Monkey Baseball.
You did. It
Yeah,
surely did.
it
And
really
that'll
did.
be a joke on this podcast for many years to come.
Monkey Baseball. Yeah, so who's the winner? Who's to say? I don't know. If someone had voted in the poll that we put on Twitter, we might have a winner. But as it is, we have a tie. Um, and really, like, okay, so Sunny Boy ended up in third place because George gave it first place, and it wasn't on my list.
Yeah.
Kageki Shoujo was on both of our lists at second place.
And tied, yeah.
Yeah, giving it 4 points. And then Aquatope was on both of our lists, but at opposite ends, third and first, giving it again 4 points. So it's sort of a tie between Kageki and Aquatope, but I think Kageki gets it, right? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, when you consider like how many other awards we gave it, and I mean, I put Aquatope third, and that's like I still like that. I like that show a lot. But yeah, I think Kageki is a cut above. But them being tied is not a big deal to me either.
Yeah. And of course, remake I put third on my list, so it only got 1 point because it wasn't on George's list. So
Yeah,
that was the other one.
yeah.
Yeah. So I guess big anticlimax. We don't know what the best anime of summer 2021 is.
It's a tie, baby. But hey, it's not too late to vote. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
for this recording. But
Oh yeah.
if you want to comment,
Get in the comments
Yeah.
or whatnot.
we can get a after vote going. I don't care. Give it. Bring it. What was the best anime of summer?
I guess you
wanna
can.
know.
I guess you could just reply to the original tweet too if
That's
you
true.
wanted to. You
Yeah.
don't have to actually vote in the poll
Yeah.
like no one did.
Maybe
Um,
6 months later, people have actually watched these shows, and then they'll weigh in.
Maybe, yeah. If you haven't watched Kageki, watch it. If you haven't watched Aquatope, watch it. If you haven't watched Sunny Boy, give it a try. You might like it.
Yeah, and remake as well. I remember listening like when we were doing week to week with that. I was intrigued by it. I just I have a limited amount of time to
Yeah.
watch things, and it didn't get in there. But it sounded interesting. I mean, at least from where until it lost you.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to be in my top list because like halfway through the season it sort of lost me. I still do intend to go back and watch it. I just was like a little bit turned off by it at that point, and I don't know, felt like I had better things to do, like watch Dirty Pair or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why in the future this podcast may just be that, like just
Dirty
what we-
Pair all the time.
just all dirty pair.
All Dirty Pair all the time.
I'll be Yuri.
All right.
I don't know. I just remember that's one of their names.
That is one of them. Good job.
Who am I? Am I here for Yuri, or is it K? Is that the other one?
You're definitely not K.
Oh, okay. So I am Yuri.
Yeah, I guess you're more. I mean,
Are you K?
between the two, you're more Yuri than you are K.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Why am I not K?
She's brash, loudmouth,
Okay.
obnoxious.
That's our mutual friend.
Yeah.
Who doesn't listen to this podcast, clearly.
Right. Yeah. K is actually the narrator, main character in the novels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Yuri is sort of she's like co-lead, I guess, but she's not narrating it, so she's not like the main character. Anyway, we're talking about Dirty Pair again. But yeah, we're unlike anime, and that was what we thought of the summer 2021 anime season. And we want to thank Elvis for being here.
Oh, here. Oh, thank you. I love it.
Yeah, he sounds a little weird because he came back from the dead because he died while he was dead, and then he came. Yeah.
Well, he was dead asleep, and then he died again.
Mm.
So that's a whole lot of, that's a lot
Yeah.
to wake up from.
Whole lot of shaking going on. No, that's not one of his songs. Dang it.
Whole lot of love.
That's not one of his songs. Elvis singing Whole Lot of Love. Way down inside, woman, you need love.
You just imagine him during like that breakdown orgasm singing. He's like, oh.
I forget where I even was in the middle of my.
Did you spell I'm like anime?
I did not. I did not even get that far. I got distracted by thanking Elvis. Oh, yeah. So that's our awards. If you represent one of the properties that we have, awarded best, worst, or whatever, feel free to contact us, and we'll send you a nice little trophy. It'd be super awesome, and then we'll brag about how you contacted us because we're desperate for attention.
Yeah, then send a picture with you and the trophy.
That'd be
so
awesome.
we can put it on our social media.
Yeah. And if you're Oyuki, call me.
Yeah, you said that. Just to reiterate, call me or call him.
I'll personally bring your trophy over to you, and we can take a picture with it together.
It'd be great if she just called me, not you.
No, that wouldn't be great. That's the opposite of great, George. What are you talking about? Don't put that idea in her head.
Wouldn't it be sarcasm if she?
It'd be funny. So yeah, we're on all the social thingies at Like Anime, UMLIKEANIME. And yeah, thanks for listening. And thank you so much to everyone who voted in our Twitter polls. Every single one of you. I want to thank you personally. Wait, I have a list. Here it is.
Our mutual friend, and then Tony himself here. Those are the two people that voted, even though,
Yeah, our mutual friend didn't vote in the Twitter polls.
well, he had input to some of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he didn't vote in the Twitter polls.
yeah. But I'm just saying, I think it counts. He was counted on the spreadsheet, so.
And thus ends the list with 0 names on it because I don't count and neither does he. So again, thank you for, it's not like I spent hours of my life putting those polls up or anything.
We love you guys.
It's so funny how I say I don't like tsunderes, but I totally am.
That's like your...
I am like the epitome of tsundere.
Should we have we should establish podcast personas, like your tsundere, and I'm like,
I'd prefer not to be, but I think
well,
that's
you're already
might just
doing
be my
it, so.
might just be my nature, I guess. No, because there's no dairy here. I'm all soon, you guys.
Because you're lactose intolerant.
You guys, I tell you, just get in the comments. If there's no YouTube comments on this video, I'm gonna be slightly hurt. That's all I got. I don't care.
Hurt.
Do what you want. Do what you want, people.
Hurt. Much like
Johnny Cash doing a cover
Johnny
of
Cash.
Trent Reznor.
He covered that, and much like Johnny Cash, we will say goodbye. But just for now.
I was trying to think, what was the song that he did?
Walk the line.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again.
Joy.
Sunny day.
Meet us again in our empire of dirt. See you guys.
You can have it all.